What do you guys make of the biggest talk right now on social media and everywhere that Jaiswal into the Indian team? Let's go one by one. Let's start with Shane or Gargi?
Ladies first, I mean.
The World Cup?
Indian team, not World Cup, just get him into the Indian team.
I think it's time.
Okay.
I say that because we looked at the stats of the past 3 years, and in the first year he didn't get a lot of matches, but then he's been someone who's been very promising. He's always shown a lot of potential, and this Yashasvi Jaiswal isn't someone who's new to international cricket, obviously. I mean, he's played under 19 as well, and he did very well there also. Domestic also he's doing well. Now he's doing well in the IPL. I don't think he has any more to prove in the domestic or the IPL circuit. I think he's done it. He's done
ready
his job.
for the Indian team.
I think I agree with her because see, Irani, he had a fantastic, he scored a double ton and a century. Plus in first class cricket, plus Vijay Hazare in the last couple of years, he's been doing really well. This season, I mean, if Rajasthan make it to the playoffs, you've got 4 to 5 games potentially more. He could go past 700 runs. That means that fine, you've had a breakthrough season finally after 3 years in the 2020 Under 19 World Cup period. Yes, if you want an aggressive opener at the top with the kind of form that he's in, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, I think you need someone aggressive. They were trying with Ishan Kishan, but his form in T2 in international cricket definitely tapered off. And of course, he has the advantage of being a left-hander and be a wicket keeper. But the left-hander advantage is kind of gone now. With if you are seeing Yashasvi play the way he's playing, not just in the IPL but across domestics, he's done well everywhere. So it's not just a case of okay, this is someone we're picking solely on IPL form. He's done well everywhere. I think he had a breakthrough year, not just a breakthrough IPL. He had a breakthrough year as far as his form is concerned.
Aspect
Yes.
of the game. Every format, every.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because and we've often said it, that don't rush players based on one season, whether it is in IPL or domestic cricket, whatever, because we also do not want the situation where there was a Venkatesh Iyer that was brought in who had an outstanding season, or a Varun Chakravarti. We've had players being looked at after one season, and because they do well, you say that bring them into the Indian team, and then we've also said that we should not really rush players in. So that bit of experience tells me that one, as outstanding a season as he's having, and earlier in the show we did discuss how outstanding he's been throughout this season. Kudos to Rajasthan also for sticking by him, and the way he's been batting fearless cricket. Today was the best example how he took Nitish on. All of that put together, but I'm also wary of the fact that we see a few innings and we get very excited when we bring players in. Now, having said that, let's take a look at the ODI team. So, I mean, saying that bring him into the ODI setup is not going to happen because your openers are Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. You're not going to change that, right?
Yeah.
You are at the moment in a stage you could, send all the hate as much as you want KL Rahul's way, but I think in the ODI format he's been asked to bat at number 5 and he's going to be doing that. Ishan Kishan has been your backup sort of an opener. So I do not see a lot of change in the ODI setup. Also remember, you're looking at a Ruturaj Gaikwad also in that long term. He's the guy you're looking at in a long term all format player, because he's just been named even a backup in Test cricket, right? So I'm just saying, if you have these names in mind, suddenly you can't kick one out and bring him in. So ODI and also ODI World Cup, suddenly you won't see that. Now T20 cricket, because T20 you've seen a bit of a churn happening, few changes being made, especially with no Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul playing the T20. Seems like the way they're going forward is that Hardik Pandya is going to be your captain. Now there is a spot there. You again cannot get rid of Shubman Gill because he has been playing your T20 cricket, and for Indian team he's been doing well. Also he's having a very good IPL season. He's I think number 3 on that list that we're talking about. So not really bad IPL season. Ruturaj Gaikwad also started off very well, is not done well. So there is a bit of a competition there between a Ruturaj Gaikwad. There is a Ishan Kishan. There is a Shubman Gill. Okay, so these are those few openers that you're looking at. But I still feel the form that Yashasvi is showing, maybe if you would have asked me personally, I'd put him ahead of Ishan Kishan. And that's not just based on just his form, but overall I think that he's been suspect against certain kind of bowling, certain kind of condition, which has been an issue, which you're not seeing with Yashasvi. So Ruturaj hasn't had that good a season as Yashasvi or Shubman, but I think you see potential in him, and he's had outstanding seasons earlier. So there's no way that you're gonna go, and he's number 6 in the amount of runs. Has been more consistent over the years than Yashasvi, right? So obviously gets to be in the Indian team before him. He got unlucky with injuries, remember, when he was selected. So I think these 3 can be the ones looked at. The one that name that would have actually got a chance, but he's now let go of all those opportunities, was Prithvi Shaw. There was a lot of clamour for having him, hasn't had a great time now, and so he has fallen off the radar. So I think in T20 setup, you can look at a Yashasvi, you can look at a Shubman, and you can look at a Ruturaj Gaikwad. This can be your trio of opening batsmen who you can take with you in the T20 setup. Whoever starts and whoever be the backup is something that the team can decide. Maybe the left hand right hand combination can work, in which one between Shubman I think will start. So with Shubman and Yashasvi may not be a bad option, and then Ruturaj be your backup, or whatever way you go ahead. So I think T20 is something you can look at. Just that India won't be playing too many T20 matches now because the 50 over World Cup here. But yeah, I think he's shown enough. He's shown that he's hungry. He's shown some good form, as you said, not just IPL, overall. So I was just reading a story about him. He's a big fan of the Titanic. Yeah, and the one song he keeps singing while batting, which inspires him, is "My Heart Will Go On."
That's lovely.
But also, I mean, adding to that point is fast tracking is not a word we can use for Yashasvi Jaiswal because he's been consistent for 2 years now. So I think when we were talking about that, when you said that we shouldn't fast track players into the Indian team based off of one season, I don't think that applies to Yashasvi Jaiswal because he's been doing well for a lot of years.
1.5 years, you may just say.
Yeah, but I'm saying in 1.5 years also we did it with a Varun Chakravarti or
but were they as good in every single format on every single platform?
Exactly.
May not have been, but there was a time where I don't know, Prithvi was brilliant in every format, in everything. But then really, I mean, again, I agree, there is no hard and fast rule. Some people can be fast tracked and do really well. Some don't. Like I'm taking a bowler's example. I think with Umran it didn't quite work out, again fast tracking. But sure enough, with certain players it did, right? I mean, the best example was Sachin Tendulkar. They saw the talent, got him to play, rest as they say is history. Again, I'm not comparing that Yashasvi is that, but you're right, certain people take it like fish takes to water and are very good at international. Some people just completely find themselves out of place, and then that has a larger impact on their career because then the blame is that, oh, why did you push them in early? You should have gradually got him in. Now you've dented his confidence, so he may never be able to. It can work both ways, but I think because now there are multiple formats, maybe you could try him in one format, and because he's doing well in T20 as we're seeing him, and there seems to be some sort of opening in T20 cricket, bring him there, let's see. If he does well there, then gradually bring him onto other formats.
Because see, the common thing with Prithvi Shaw, Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal at this point in time, all 3 of them, after the Under-19 World Cup success, be it domestic cricket, they were consistent even there. Shaw got a run after he, I think, scored a debut century in the Ranji, scored good runs in the Vijay Hazare and in the Irani. Same happened with Yash Dul, but the problem with Yash Dul is that there is no vacancy. This is where the opening position now in the T20 format. See, India are going to play 3 T20s against the West Indies. That's it. From that point on till October, November, you're only going to play ODIs. After the ODI World Cup, you're going to see plenty of changes in the Indian cricket setup. Opening in the T20, now you'll prepare for the T20 World Cup in 2024. So that is the point when you can try out Yashasvi with the tour of South Africa. First thing is, you had a breakthrough IPL. Okay, fine. How do they do well in international T20Is when they're selected in the series? That should form the criteria. Otherwise, just based on IPL, supposing you don't have a good international T20I series or bilateral series, what's the point? Shubman has at least done it. Prithvi couldn't try it. So